This is part 2 of the video. I was saying, okay, moving into fitness. So like I mentioned, first month we did 20 minutes of cardio, increased it 10 minutes each month. But let me tell you something, sis. Let me tell you something. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to go outside. You don't need to do no crazy workout. All you need is YouTube. So let me put you on game. I would get my little physical activity from doing my job, come home, and I would look up 20-minute cardio video on YouTube. And I'd do that. And with that cardio video, they would incorporate abs and arms and booty or thighs or whatever the case may be, but the basis was cardio. The second month, it was 30 minutes cardio video that I found on YouTube, and so on. Once school started, I go to the gym and I do 30 minutes on the elliptical, and then I do 10 to 15 minutes of abs using the Nike training app. This is not sponsored again, by the way, but I mean Nike training app. Nike, if you want to sponsor a girl, just hit my line. Info in the description box. Anyways, I do 10 to 15 ab workout on the Nike training app, and they have tons of workouts on their app. Targeting different groups, different parts of your body, depending on what you're wanting to work on. They definitely have a workout for you. So anyways, I would do that, and then the third month in, we increased it another 10 minutes, so now I'm doing 40 minutes on the elliptical. Sometimes I switch it up and I do the treadmill, but it was always 40 minutes of cardio, and then I finish it off. I think in the third month is when I started to incorporate weightlifting. So I finish it off with my 15 minutes of abs, and then I go to the weight section of the gym and I would do reps. I do like 10 to 15 reps of the pull downs, right? And then I do like 3 sets of that. And I always did at least 3 separate arm workouts. So I do the pull downs, and then I do I don't know the names of these things, of these machines, y'all, but I do the machine that was like this, and that kind of like targets here in the biceps. You kind of also feel it in your back as well. So I do 3 sets of 10 to 15 of those, and then depending on the day, I do something that targets shoulders or triceps. It just depended. So anyway, that's when I started to incorporate weight training. And then the 4th month, we did 50 minutes. And then the last month of the semester, we was up to an hour. But each month, I always did abs and I always did weight training. That is very important because you're losing this weight. Cardio is great for losing fat, but you also want to make sure that you're toning in the process. So that's why I started to incorporate the weightlifting towards the end of like the 3rd month. So that's really it for the fitness part. Starting out, now that I'm home, when I initially came home and then when I would come home for like breaks or whatever, I'd do this route that my mom takes when she walks, and it's about a 3-mile walk. At first I would strictly walk it, but then I built up my stamina to do, I mean, I guess you can call it HIIT, or like, what's another word for it? Interval training. So what I would do was I would not time myself really, but I would mark a point up the street. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna run to that stop sign that's like 2 blocks from here. So I'm running or jogging really 2 blocks, and then I'm walking for like, I don't know, another 3-4 blocks, and then I jog again, and so on, so forth. YouTube videos, I'm not gonna lie, but I always make sure they're 45 to an hour long. I don't do anything less than 30 minutes. 30 minutes is on a lazy day. 30 minutes is like when I just don't really feel like working out, but I know I need to get my workout in. But it's always at least 45 minutes. Majority of the time it's an hour long. And then some days I do my interval training. My stamina is a lot higher than it was obviously a couple months ago, so I jog most of it now. I come home and I always make sure I still do abs and arms, because at this point in my weight loss journey, I've slimmed down to like a size that I'm definitely happy and comfortable with. Now I'm just trying to tone because I have stuff like this going on. I just really want to make everything tight. And it's crazy because ever since high school, I always said I want to have the kind of stomach where even when I sit down, it's still flat. Like I need that washboard stomach, whether I'm standing or sitting, honey. I'm just not gonna settle for anything less. So that's what my goal is now, getting rid of the flap. Currently, I fluctuate between 150 to 155, 56 pounds. But my new goal by the end of this year is 140. End goal, I would like to be 125 to 130. That's what I want my set weight, my comfortable, real comfortable weight to be at. Is around 125 to 130. So yeah, that's really it for the fitness. Now we're gonna move into extra questions from my Instagram. Ooh, child. So question number 1, how was the wardrobe cleanup revamp? Sis, I am still buying clothes, trying to replace things that I can no longer fit. So I mean, it's been going. It's not really been that pricey. I will say, I know that sometimes depending on where you shop and the store or whatever, bigger sizes are sometimes a little bit more expensive than smaller sizes, and that's just because they have to use more fabric for bigger sizes than they do for smaller sizes, obviously. So I mean, honestly, it hasn't been too expensive, and I've never been the kind of shopper that, I've always been a bargain shopper. When I go in the store, I immediately go to the clearance section. I don't care. No shame in my game, honey. It's been fun. I will say it's been fun. It's been like, wow, I can finally wear that. I can finally wear crop tops. You could do whatever you want at any size you want, but was I truly comfortable wearing my crop tops at 200 pounds? Not really at all. No. So it's really just been fun. It's been rewarding. It's been mind-blowing just to see how my body has truly transformed. And y'all, this is strictly from diet and exercise. I have not gotten any surgeries, no crazy pills or powders or these gimmicky things that you see on Instagram. I didn't do any of that. This is all natural. This is just time and patience and hard work and God. This is me. This is natural. So it's really been, it's been fun. Next question. Longest to go on a fast. So this person actually watched my first weight loss video. Shouts out to you. This is her Instagram. But the longest to go on a fast. So 3 days definitely, maybe 4 days max, but you have to be careful when you're fasting. Do not exercise. Make sure you are drinking tons of water. You need to be hydrating your body when you're fasting, period. Yeah, or you will pass out. Like, especially if you still gotta go to work or class or whatever like that. Just be very cognizant, be careful. I am not a medical professional whatsoever. So just do your research, consult your doctor, make sure that you're being safe and healthy, because yes, losing weight is amazing. It boosts your confidence and makes you feel a lot better about yourself, but you definitely want to make sure you're doing it as healthy as possible and that you're just remaining safe. So yes, 3 days. I don't think I've ever done 4. Max 3 days. I would not go past 4, especially starting out on your first fast. I would probably do 2, max 3 days if you're just trying a water fast. Her next question was, is it safe to perform a 3-day water diet? Yeah, like I just said, yes it is, but definitely be careful. Make sure you don't have any medical issues prior. And if you do, or if you don't, either way, you still need to talk to a medical professional, because I am not one, and I will not be held accountable for foolish things that you all may choose to do, because I'm giving you, I'm telling you, please, like for real, please be careful, please be safe. Do not do anything crazy or rash just to lose weight, because your health is way more important than that. Is a waist trainer essential? I'm gonna say no. It is not essential, and let me clarify. The waist trainer sweatband really is what it was, but it was a bit of a waist trainer because it did cinch me in. That I used was primarily for sweating purposes, and just like holding it all together. But as far as like a traditional waist trainer, like those corset looking things you see on Instagram a lot, I don't even own one of those. This is what I used. This is what I used. This right here. This is a sweatband that I use throughout my workout journey. And I actually need another one because this one is I won't say way too big because it's adjustable, but it's big for me now. But what I will say is, the next question was, where did I get it from? I got it off of Amazon. I think it was around $20. When I went to look it up a couple of months ago, I didn't see it on there anymore, but you can double check, and I will leave a link in the description box if I can find it. But it's Camellia's. Anyway, you see this. I'm gonna put it on and show you how it works and explain what I did when I used it. So it's Velcro, and it has these bars. Well, you can see better. These metal bars, 4 of them in the back, that helps with support in really smushing down and bringing that back fat in. So what I did was I put on a tank top, much like this one, underneath my t-shirts. And that's just because I didn't want this laying directly on my skin, because it can kind of dig into your skin a little bit once you start moving. And all I did was make sure that the bones in the back are lined up evenly. And just like so. So make sure that you take that off. Do this as tight as possible. I can't do it as tight as possible because if I do, it won't connect. It's too big. But, so that's the first part, right? This is just like a sweatband, right? This is the part that cinches you, and that is like a waist trainer. So depending on what you're trying to work on, primarily I would try to place this band here as far up as possible, because I had a lot of back fat, and so just stretch that as much as possible and bring it around here, honey. And look at that. And a lot of people ask, is this restrictive when you're working out? Does it hurt? Is it uncomfortable? No, it's not. But you definitely feel like you sucked in, but that's the point. But as far as it being restrictive when you're working out, no, not at all. When I wore this even when I did my crunches and my ab work. So yeah, no, it doesn't hurt. It's not uncomfortable, and it does not restrict you. But it definitely pulls you in, and it is great for defining that waist. Weight loss tips, advice that did not work for you, and how you got over those moments. So for this question, I really had to sit and ponder, but honestly, no, I didn't really have too many like tips and advice that didn't really work for me, because I definitely did a ton of research, like almost every day. I was obsessed, like I still low-key am, but I was obsessed with losing weight, and the most effective way of doing so, that I made sure everything that I was researching or watching, that it was catered to my specific body type. And I watched a lot of Black women on YouTube that had similar body types as me, or body types that I wanted to emulate. So I don't really think there was too much of anything that I did and I was like, this is not really working. Other than, I will say, like, stay away from smoothies, because on keto, actually, you're technically not supposed to be eating fruit, because they have sugar in them, and that is carbs. So smoothies, I don't think it's smart, just because they are packed with tons of sugar. That's also something that I'm more aware of now. More recently, I've been like counting my macros, which is just the protein, the sugar, salt, all those levels that's in your foods. I am a lot more cognizant of those levels that's in my food, because that stuff really does play a part. Like high levels of sodium and sugar, that can be detrimental to your weight loss, and you're wondering, why won't this belly fat go nowhere? Because the food you're eating is high in sodium and sugar. Period. Question: do you just work out, or did you have the surgery for the small stomach? Like I said before, this is all natural, no surgery whatsoever, and I most likely won't need it at all, ever. So no. Having the biggest problem with the excess skin in my core from losing weight. I'm currently having the same problem, but I will say definitely look into the Golly Gummies, and if you can't afford those, or you just don't want to, do the apple cider vinegar drink. 2 to 3 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, half a lemon, and 8 ounces of hot water. Mix that all up, drink it before you work out. Girl, it will change your life, I promise. Did you use any serums or creams for stretch marks or loose skin? Yes and no. I have a problem with being consistent, which is why I am extremely proud of myself for losing all this weight, because that was my problem in the beginning, was just getting started and being consistent with this journey. I was using bio oil, but was not consistent, and I do struggle from stretch marks. But I do scar easily, and I do have a lot of stretch marks. But honestly, I used to be very insecure about them, especially when I was a lot bigger, but I don't care. Like, I feel like they're beautiful. And what I also will say, a lot of them go away naturally once you start to lose the weight. My arms, you can still visibly see that I have stretch marks, but they were a lot more noticeable and a lot darker when I was heavier. Now that I've been working out, they have been one of my followers did mention though, try using vitamin E oil. That is good for scars. Intermittent fasting tips. What do you do to keep yourself from feeling lightheaded? I touched on this already a little bit, but I will just reiterate. You definitely need to make sure that you're drinking a lot of water when you're intermittent fasting. Pick a time slot that is best for you and your schedule. And starting out, it will be difficult. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna be hungry, especially at night. Try to go to bed earlier if you can. But when you get the urge to eat past your time slot, just drink water, sis. And imagine the water is ice cream or a burger or cake or whatever is your guilty pleasure. Just imagine the water is something else. And it's crazy how the mind works, because it will literally start tasting like it. I'm not even lying. And then also, just like I said before, think about your cheat day. Look forward to that. What do you feel was the main thing that helped you? The partner, the accountability partner, the gym. Like, when I tell you, me and this girl sent our breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, any drinks, anything we ate, anything we put in our mouth, we sent photos of. Every time I went to the gym or I worked out at home, I sent a snapshot of the ending of the video or the time on the elliptical, and then also a selfie of myself sweating like hell. Every single time, girl, when I tell you, need a good partner. Find a good partner, and this journey will become like that much easier. I promise you, I promise. If you made it to the end of both of these videos, part 1 and part 2, I love you and I thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was informative and that it was inspiring and encouraging and all of those good, great, feel-good words that people use, and that it will motivate you to start your own weight loss journey. Because, and I mentioned this in the last video, when I tell you, sis, I have been struggling with my weight since I was probably in 4th, 5th grade. I never thought that I would be where I am today in this body. I mean, I still look at myself every day and I am just in amazement at the progress that I've made. And it's very cliche. People say it all the time, but just imagine if you had started last year or last month or even last week, how much progress you would have made, how far you would have come at this point if you would just start. That is the best advice that I can give to you, is to just start. Because once you start, they say it takes 21 days to create a habit. After that first month, I promise you it gets better. You will start to see results. Even if you don't see results in yourself, other people will start to see results. And that's gonna also motivate you to keep going, because it's gonna be like, wow. So everything that I've been doing, all the hard work, is actually starting to pay off. Like, I am wishing you health and wealth and love and peace and all things else that is positive and loving and kind. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one.